Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I am back at it with another Blue Eyes structure deck profile. I'm going to be going over some test hands, combos again, this time with the additions that I've added to the deck. So I've added about like $10 worth of additions. I got 3 Droll in there, 3 Crossout. So Droll, cards like Droll, Nib, pretty much stop this deck. So I've added the 3 Crossouts just for extra defense, as well as a Pot of Prosperity, just extra consistency. And I also have added the Bingo Machine Go. So I have 2 in here, again, just for more consistency, extra draw power and more hand traps. So aside from those cards, which can also all be purchased for, I would say, under $10, especially if you can get them from the same seller on TCG Player, save on shipping. That's pretty much what I did. So less than $10 upgrades to the deck. Extra deck is pretty much the same. I think I added the Lightstorm Dragon. Again, we're talking like penny cards that are on TCG. I believe this is like a 25-cent card. If you add it to your list, if you can buy it from the same seller or same 2 sellers, the cards are fairly cheap. So with that, I think I'm just gonna go straight into the test hands, go into some combos, show you what kind of hands you would expect from this deck if you were to take it to locals or just playing with your friends. Again, from the previous videos, I am far from an expert on this deck. Just picked it up a few days ago. I just got it a few days ago, and I've done some testing on my own, watched a few videos. But yeah, so I know enough to combo off. I'm just gonna pretty much learning with you guys as I'm going and doing the test hands. But yeah, let's see what we can pull up. So we got Effect Veiler, Wishes for Eyes of Blue, True Light, Sage, and Called By. So pretty decent hand. We did draw the True Light, unfortunately. Nothing we can do about that. So we got 2 starters. Defensive card, if they did have like a Mulch Army or Effect Veil or Ash Blossom. So we're just gonna start off with the Sage of Eyes of Blue. He will add us a level 1 Light Tuner. We are then gonna go into our Maiden of White. From here, I say we can just go ahead and straight go. Oh, no, you know what? Let's see what they got. Actually, no, let's go ahead. We can go into the Spirit. If they do stop the Spirit, or if you're going against any Blue Eyes deck, especially like the Invoked one that's going on right now, you definitely want to stop the Spirit and don't let them add the Mausoleum. But if they did have an Ash or an Effect Veiler, we do have the Called by the Grave. So we are going to add the Mausoleum with the Spirit. But again, you usually do want to stop this one. It just lets the Blue Eyes get so much utility with that extra normal summon. Okay, so from there, we can go ahead and let's just go ahead and send the Maiden of White. And from there, she is going to, it's going to be unfortunately from our hand, put the True Light on the board. Then we're going to activate True Light to get us, so we already got the Wishes for Eyes of Blue. So now we can go ahead and go into our Roar, or we can get Majesty. So these are usually the 2 options you are going to want to pick up from the True Light if you already have Wishes for Eyes of Blue. Wishes for Eyes of Blue is definitely the combo, the main combo line you go. But since we already drew it, we're just going to go ahead and add Roar. Yeah, so we're gonna set it to the field. From there, activate Mausoleum. Target the Spirit with Eyes of Blue. His attack goes up 800 because we are then gonna be sending the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So since it is 8 stars, it goes up 800 in attack. Again, we never really use that effect. It can come up, especially if you're going second or pushing for game. It's definitely something you want to keep in mind. So his attack goes up 800. He is now at 1100. Blue Eyes is in the graveyard. Now we can go ahead and activate Roars of the Blue Eyed Dragon. You know what? Actually, let's hold off on that. So I think in the other combo videos, I usually go for that. Let's see what happens if we just balance the Spirit. Go for the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So Blue Eyes White Dragon gets Special Summon, which then activates Maiden in the graveyard to special summon itself. So from here, we can go into our, now we can actually do the Wishes for Eyes of Blue. It is going to add us 2 cards. So we're gonna add the level 1 light tuner. So usually you wanna add another Sage. You always wanna add Sage because then you get that second normal summon, and then Sage can definitely get you another effect failure and then just go off from there. It's pretty ridiculous. It is not once per turn. Yeah, really powerful card. The deck is definitely going to be really weak if Sage eventually does get hit, if they do decide to hit one of the older cards, which is something Konami usually does. So from here, oh yeah, so we forgot to add the Spiral Trap. So we got Sage with Eyes of Blue off of this, and we are going to add the Trap card. And we did forget to discard as well. We're just gonna go ahead and discard the Called by the Grave. So Wishes for Eyes of Blue, you always want to discard first. That's how the card works. Just little stuff like that you want to keep in mind when playing the game. So now we got Sage, we got Majesty, the pop spell trap card. So from here we can do our second normal summon, activate Sage with Eyes of Blue again, which is going to get us another Effect Veiler. So we got our second Effect Veiler, 2-hand. So we have 2 monster negates for our opponent. We have the Majesty, which is a pop 1 as of right now. And let's dig a little further. So now we can go into our Spirit. We got the Graveyard Negate that turns into our Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon on our opponent's turn. So we have this. We still have the special summon. When we had the Blue Eyes on board, we could have also special summoned from the deck since we had Blue Eyes on the field. But yeah, let's just go ahead and activate this. I'm not sure if that matters. Actually, you know what? It would have mattered. Yeah, let's actually go ahead and redo that a little bit. Again, we were doing test hands, so from there, we're going to activate Roar of Eyes of Blue because it says, but if you control no Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can only special summon Blue Eyes, you cannot special summon an extra deck for the rest of the turn. Oh, you know, you can do it no matter what. Okay, so sorry. So again, still learning the deck. But if you control no Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can only special one Blue Eyes White Dragon with this effect. So it can actually do a Blue Eyes White monster if you had Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field. Okay, so that's what it is. Gotcha. Okay, so we are going to special summon that. From here, we are going to use our Wishes for Eyes of Blue, banish itself to add our, not the Blue Eyes Twin Burst. We have the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So what this card does is give us protection. When a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue Eyes monster and you control, a quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard and negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So pretty powerful, and it is free because it's just an extra effect our Wishes has. Again, totally broken, getting this free negate. So it is attached to that. From here, we can, it really depends what you want to do. We can link off the Sage if you want to get the Hieratic Seal. Or we can go into a second Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, or if you want to get into a Zero Eyes Silver Dragon to have some protection. If this card is special summoned until the end of the next turn, neither player can target dragon monsters you control with card effects. So that is another option. But I think, you know what, we are just going to go ahead and go link this off, get 2 dragon monsters on board, and then get the bounce. Just because the bounce kind of gives us different options for when it's our opponent's turn, because it tributes itself and then special summons 1 dragon from our deck. So just having that extra dragon on board, extra effects. Yeah, so we have 2 Blue Eyes in deck, or in our graveyard, and we have the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in our graveyard as well for protection. So we set our Majesty of the White Dragons, and because we have the 2 Blue Eyes, it is a double pop. Okay, so we have a 2-pop trap card. We have the Graveyard Negate, which then turns into the Omni Negate. We have the bounce, and we have 2 Effect Veilers. So pretty busted, I would say. combo. Especially, again, this is pretty budget. I pretty much didn't use any of the additions we got, so it's just all the cards used were straight out of the structure deck. So again, 2 negates, a double pop, a bounce, graveyard negate that turns into an omnigate. On their turn, we are going to use True Light's effect to special summon our Blue Eyes White Dragon, which then adds, which then Maiden of White will then activate, special summon itself. We are building our wall of dragons. You can probably put this go ahead in attack mode because nobody really uses Lightning Storm unless you're going against a Tempai deck. Speaking of which, I will be posting my Sky Striker Tempai deck hopefully by next weekend. So this is banished over here. We have a graveyard. Yeah, that's all will be happening on our opponent's turn. So we're going to go ahead and go into a second test hand and kind of see what else the deck can do. I kind of want to see what happens if we do brick. I haven't had that issue yet on camera. Again, the deck has so many 1-card starters. It's pretty hard to brick. Yeah, we have Maiden, we have Sage, we have the Bingo, we have the Wishes for Eyes of Blue, we have Mausoleum. Speaking of which, I have this over here. Yeah. So as of right now, I believe this might be one of my last with this budget version. I am going to be adding the Invoked engine as well to kind of see what that deck can do. Still learning it through my own test hands. So until I feel a little bit more confident, I know what Alistair does, but I'm just trying to figure out what the Invoked engine with this Blue Eyes deck kind of really does. I know Alistair can be linked off with our Link 1, and that's pretty much the main thing. Plus you get the Macabre, Omni Negate, or Monster Negate plus Banish. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle this up and do one more test hand. Right, got True Light again, Crossout Designator, Called by the Grave, Neo Kaiser Sea Horse, and Ash Blossom. Okay, so I wanted to brick, I got my brick. We're also gonna just go ahead and see what happens if they had something like Ash, Droll, Nib. So we have Neo Kaiser is a 1-card starter. I did post a combo video with Neo Kaiser, but yeah, he is a weaker 1-card starter, but he is still a 1-card starter. So we're gonna summon Neo Kaiser, go into our Spirit. Neo Kaiser gets sent to the graveyard. Neo Kaiser is then going to send, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send one Blue Eyes monster or one monster that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to the graveyard. We are going to send the Blue Eyes White Dragon. You could also send Maiden of White. Yeah, pretty much up to you what you want to send. Actually, you know what? I think we do send the Maiden of White. So we'll send the Maiden of White. Oh yeah, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. So Chainlink 1 adds the Mausoleum, Chainlink 2 sends. Let's just say, obviously we block it with the chains if they're trying to Ash Blossom it, but if they did have Effect Veiler, we can go ahead and Called by the Grave their Effect Veiler to protect our Spirit. So then we sent the Maiden, and Spirit with Eyes of Blue is now going to add our Mausoleum. Okay. We activate Mausoleum. We can target the Spirit now, send our Blue Eyes White Dragon, gets sent to the graveyard. His attack goes up 800. Now, let's see, which way do we play? I think we can only do, we have to bounce the Spirit, special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon, which then special summons Maiden of White. So if you've been watching the other videos, you're getting pretty familiar with this. It kind of does the same thing every time. It reminds me of Sword Soul a lot too. Only unlike Sword Soul where you need 2 cards, this deck has the 1-card starters, which makes it a tier 1 deck, I believe, in my opinion. So now we can go ahead and bounce our Maiden of White, because this does not just go from the hand, it can go from face up on the field. And then, so yeah, so it's gonna bounce itself, and then we're going to add a level 1 tuner. Yeah, so you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Oh no, yeah, it's gonna place 1 True Light, sorry. So True Light gets added from our hand, face up. Then activate True Light to get our Wishes for Eyes of Blue. So then this gets added to the field. We activate Wishes. We are going to go ahead and discard our Ash Blossom. Unfortunately, have to discard the Ash to add Sage with Eyes of Blue. And we can add, again, either the Roar or the Trap card. For this one, I feel like we need extra bodies, so we're going to get the Roar. Discard is done. 3 cards in hand. Now we're going to go ahead and banish Wishes for Eyes of Blue to get our Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon attached to our Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then we get our second normal summon. Yeah, we're gonna do our second normal summon with Sage. Activate his effect. So this is gonna add us our Effect Veiler. So we have extra hand traps now. We lost the Ash, but we get Effect Veiler. Pretty good trade-off. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 summons as well. So let's just go ahead and say they tried to nib us. We Crossout designator them. We said nib from our deck to the banish zone. So we have now played through 2 hand traps. And pretty decent setup so far. So now from here we can go into our, again, it's options. It's usually Hieratic Seal or Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, depending what you want. For this specific situation, I feel like we're just gonna go ahead and do the Spirit Dragon. This gets sent to the graveyard. So we have our protection in the graveyard with the fusion card. We have Blue Eye Spirit Dragon with the negate. We have an Effect Veiler in hand. And let's see, what else can we do? Not sure, actually, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have added the Roar of the Blue Eye Dragons, because then this is just going to, yeah, that is just going to special summon Blue Eyes, which really doesn't do anything. So I'm actually thinking, let's go ahead, reverse that. Again, still learning the deck. Hopefully you guys are seeing from my mistakes as well, different routes and wrong routes that you can end up coming across, just because, yeah, adding the Blue Eyes, I feel like it just doesn't do anything, or special summoning it, and you want it for our opponent's turn as well. So instead, we have the Graveyard Negate that turns into our Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which is the Omni Negate. We have True Light, which is going to special summon Blue Eyes, which then gets Maiden of White on our turn. We have the Protection with the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And then we have the Pop one with the Majesty. And we have Effect Veiler. So still played through 2 hand traps. And again, started with just Neo Kaiser. Still pretty decent board we got. But yeah, so I think that's all I got for you guys today. Again, the next video hopefully will be different editions, so just different variations of this deck. But yeah, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you, bye.